Happy Aries season, you all. Happy spring equinox, happy Eid, happy Easter coming up, and happy Passover. This is a time when spring comes, when time to take action, when it's time that we're finally out of the winter. In this episode, I will speak to you about Aries season, astrologically, esoterically, and its cosmology with ancient Egypt, which corresponds with Osar, and how to work with it. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to another episode of Courage Codes. I'm your host Ikram. And if you're new here, I have been studying spirituality for the last 22 years. I know you might not believe me because I'm so young, but I started when I was really young. And I studied the Abrahamic religions. I studied Native American wheel. I still study with a Native American shaman. I study ancient Egyptian spirituality for the last 8 years. And I've been in a mystery school for 4 years. So I have my hands and mind and soul busy with the nature of our spirit, the nature of consciousness, awakening, and what we're here to do on a soul level. So I'm your guide in the spiritual world, if you allow me to. And every week I come on this podcast and I share spiritual nuggets and insights from the lives of the people around me, from books I read, mainly esoteric, ancient Egyptian mysticism, and just alchemy and healing and growth. And every month I take the pulse of the astrology of the month and I work with it with the Egyptian mythology, and then I make something out of it, and it's kind of like I feel like it's my signature work. So if you're new here, welcome to this podcast, and don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share it, don't forget to send me a message, tell me how it goes, and let's take it from here. So Aries season, this is my birthday month. So I feel like I know Aries really, really well. And Aries people know themselves really, really well. But before we get into what Aries is, which obviously Aries want to speak about itself, let's speak about the zodiacal wheel and the cosmic resonance. So the Egyptians believed that for each season of astrology, and they actually were working with astrology as we know it today. This is not like Western new astrology. Each of those seasons corresponds with a neter, which is in mainstream language you call it a god or a goddess from Egypt, from ancient Egypt. And as you observe that energy and that neter, and you work with it, this is called cosmic resonance, and then you mirror what is in the universe. So each month has a zodiac connected to it and has a neter. The month of Aries connects with Osar, which is Osiris. I'm trying to teach you the Kemetic names because they hold the power of the name, which is Ren in ancient Egypt. And it's very powerful for your soul evolution to work with each month as an energy portal. You can look at it from astrology perspective. You can look at it from ancient Egyptian perspective. You can look at it even from the gene keys. Does the same thing. And you just work with the energy that is available for you. It's part of your spiritual path is to be in harmony with the cosmos. And it's just practical and pragmatic to do that, because as you do this, you are in tune and in harmony with the cosmos, and that makes you just more aligned, in flow, and more powerful. And this is why I do this work, because I would love to offer a framework, a tangible and a practical framework that helps you grow, be in harmony and flow, which is something we all need more of, as many people are disconnected, and just become more powerful. So as we look at the astrological wheel, right, this the last 3 months, they are the prerequisite to what we're having today, to the spring equinox. And this started in the winter equinox, actually. So in the winter, on December 21st, which is for a lot of people, they think maybe this is, the new year. This was the energy of an ancient Egyptian Seth. It was Capricorn season, right? And Seth would show you the darkness, the things that are not working in your life. And then the month after, which is the month of Aquarius, corresponds with Ma'at in ancient Egypt. And those two signs are the same. They are about the higher ideals. And in that month, you ask yourself what higher ideals and values you stand up for, and what are you doing on behalf and for the collective. And then last month, the month of Pisces, which corresponds with Mother Nut in ancient Egypt, is the month of incubation, where if you listen to this podcast last month, I was speaking about taking time to incubate, to meditate, and to reflect on the new map that you're going to create for your life based on what you have noticed in, like, this is not working, Capricorn season, this is what I stand for and what I want to do, and Pisces new season, this is a new map, this is how I'm going to do it. And then here comes Aries season. Aries season is all about action season. It's the season of the spring in the northern hemisphere. So it's a spring equinox. In ancient cultures, this would have been the start of the new year, because it's the start of the sprinkling of the seed, right? And it really fascinates me that it's not only spring equinox, Aries season, astrology people know. It's Easter. It's when Jesus was resurrected. It's Passover, which is, in more symbolic Judaism, it's like how Jews moved through a threshold to a new consciousness. It's the same idea everywhere around the same timing. It's the same month of how we move from the darkness of the winter, that incubation of the winter, into the spring, into the rebirth, death and rebirth. So let's get into what is Aries. What's an archetype of an Aries? And you will notice that there is a lot of correspondence, a lot of similarities between the zodiac sign and the netter, or the god and the goddess that corresponds with it from the same month, because it's actually at the end very similar energy. There could be definitely additions, but it's a similar frequency. So Aries in astrology is actually the first sign, and it's the sign of the I, of self-love, of I am, of I know myself, period. And it is the sign of leadership. It's the initiator. In the tarot card, it is the energy of the emperor, which is again the leader from more from a masculine perspective, even as a woman. And it's the energy of courage, a lot of courage, because it requires a lot of courage to go first, to be an initiator. Probably nobody's coming after you for a while, or they're making fun of you. And it's clarity, it's impulses from the mind. And so the will of it comes from the mind, it comes from the clarity of the idea. Yeah, it's the king and the queen of the party, but it's the king and the queen on behalf of divine directives. When the Aries is stuck in their personality, when they're stuck in their ego, it's not on behalf of the divine, on behalf of the heck of what they want. As they grow and evolve and they align more with their soul, then it becomes on behalf of the divine directive. So that is the Aries. It's action. It's boundaries. They know what works and what doesn't work for them, and they stop. They're leaders. They're probably visionaries. The shadow of them can be self-obsession, can be self-service, can be selfishness, like this idea of me, can be impulsivity. Oh, I want to do this, I'm just going to do it. Can be aggression, because they are ruled by the planet Mars, and their energy is fire. Their nature is fire. They are the initiators. On a soul level, on a practical level, they start things for the world. They start the story of humanity. Esoteric astrology says that when the human is born in the physical, it gets born in the Cancer sign. But it gets born first mentally, on a mental plane, in Aries. And Aries rules the head. So this is Aries, action, listening to what the divine says, moving forward, not looking back, leadership. What does this correspond to in ancient Egypt? Osiris. Who is Osar? One of the most revered and worshipped, we don't have worship, but like revered, netters of ancient Egypt is Osiris and Isis. The biggest drama of ancient Egypt, as they call it. And the story of Osar is that he came to Egypt as a divine being with Isis, Osset, his sister, Set, his brother, Nephthys, their sister, and they were hanging out on Earth in Egypt. And they built what is believed to be the perfect world. And they built schools to teach people and had agriculture, and the temples that we see now were built at that time. And it's the technology, not necessarily the temples themselves, but the technology of those temples. And the world was a happy place, safe place. But Set, his brother, was in the desert, was not happy, felt jealous of his brother, and felt jealous of Isis, or Set's love to Osar. So he threw a party and made a coffin and said, whoever fits that coffin will take it. Osar gets in the coffin, definitely fits him. They closed the coffin and threw it in the Nile to kill him. Isis, Osset, goes, looks for him, she finds him, and then Set decides to kill his brother and divided him into 14 pieces. And those 14 pieces actually are the 14 days of the moon, like half the cycle from new moon to full moon, and then from full moon to new moon again. That's like really deep, we talk about it later. And she finds the 14 pieces. She uses her magic with her sister Nevitet, and trying to stitch him together. She didn't find one piece, she only found 13, and that piece was the phallus. Yet, using magic and prayers, she impregnates herself, becomes pregnant, and brings Horus, their son, who later goes into battle with Set and actually wins over Set without killing him, and then brings Set to his mother. So the story of Osar is the story of death and resurrection. He died and he was resurrected through alchemy, through magic, through love, through surrender, through humility. And it's the story of the human, that we die every day, simple death of sleeping. We come back, parts of us die as part of the growth and the healing life, and parts of us gets rebirthed every single day, every single cycle, every single new moon, every single full moon, every single season, and the journey continues. And that is the journey of Osar. The most powerful, one of the most powerful temples in ancient Egypt is the temple of Abydos, which is the temple of Osiris. It's one of the most revered and one of the most mysterious, and actually still misunderstood just by its nature. And Osar, so in that temple, I'll just give you a little hint about it, because going deep into it really requires classes, has 7 gates. And if Osar is the raising of the Jed, which he died, the Jed is the spinal cord, and he gets risen again, like Jesus, the raising of the Jed, which is for us the spinal cord having an erect spine as a sign of health and power and agency, that requires an alignment of the 7 chakras of the body. And the 7 gates makes me think of the 7 chakras, and that alignment and healing and growth in the 7 chakras that allows one person to come from death to rebirth, from death in one consciousness to rebirth in another consciousness. That's just one simple way to think about it. Osar is the principle of regeneration. So anything in your life that was cast down, lost, broken into pieces, and you want a second chance in life, you want another breath, Osar is here to help you. This is the energy of the spring, of renewal, of everything that needs to be renewed. And this is so powerful. Osar, in an esoteric sense, is the energy of will or power. So how does all this happen from death to rebirth? That requires a will, a strong will for life, a strong will to be alive, to be here, and hopefully a strong will that comes with it to be in atonement with the divine. Osar, also a very strong principle about him, is the principle of peace. Because if you know that your sole purpose for being here is about growth and raising of consciousness. So no matter what happens to you in this world, whether be it drama, bad trauma, or good, it's for your own good, especially the bad things, because with them, if you overcome them, you receive a lot of spiritual power and growth. That's what happened to us after and during crisis. So then as you have peace around whatever happened to you, because it's all for your growth and for alignment, that is an Osar energy. That's the surrender that Osar has. So what do you do this month to work with this very beautiful, positive energy that is aligned with the fire horse here in the Chinese astrology, also aligned with having in the star a lot of alignment with Aries, Neptune, Saturn, and others. So it's a very, very Aries energy. It's an energy of action. It's an energy of moving forward. It's an energy of stop talking. Unless moving forward equals talking. I would recommend number 1, start by have an inventory of really what you want to do. An inventory of what you don't want to do anymore, things that are not working. And have an action list for yourself, things that you're going to revive in yourself, how you're going to revive your power, how you're going to revive your will, and what are you committed to till the end of the year. Because we are now starting the astrological, zodiacal, energetic year. So whatever seeds are planted in this month, you have a whole year to see them sprouting. So everything from now on, the year started. So I would look, and now it's time to finally map the year. It was not the month before, neither prior. This is the time to plan your year and make commitments, because Saturn is in Aries. Make commitments that are doable and actionable. Say, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. They don't have to be many. They just have to be vital commitments in your life right now. And have courage, cultivate that courage of now or never. When I see the astrology of this month and I see everything, I keep saying it's actually now or never. That's just how I feel. And spend time as you are crafting all this, listening to source, universe, higher self, meditate. Why? Because Aries is action on behalf of the divine. So you want your action to be aligned with your higher self, with the divine. And if you want tools that ignite all this for you, I would suggest sun salutations, working with the sun, doing yoga sun salutation, or just working with the sun, gazing at the sun. This is high solar energy, fire. So work with the sun. 2, breath work, because it activates your navel and activates your will, and your navel really is a big part of your will. And work with fire. Pray with fire, pray with a candle, gaze at the fire, gaze at the candle. All this will ignite that. 4, work with your Kundalini, because Kundalini activates your power. And Aries is all about power. So even do a Kundalini series for this month. That would shift things really, really fast for you. And last but not least, Osar was represented by the color green, which represents the crops. And so we're green, and the stone that works with it is the stone of malachite. So it's just working with that, and the scent is the scent of cinnamon. If you want to ignite your senses as you work with Osar and call him in. As a final reminder, all those cosmic principles, which are the Neteru, the gods and the goddesses of Egypt, are principles in you that you, as you do this work month after month, you awaken those principles in you and live them in the highest essence. I wish you a beautiful month, and I'm looking forward to hear from you how this episode landed, and I'm looking forward for likes, reviews, shares to support me and support this work, to really, because it's really important. I really hope it goes to as many people as possible. Thank you again for being here, and until I see you again next week on Courage Quotes. Bye for now.